Hey guys, it's Stephen here back with another video, and if you're wondering where I am, I'm sat in a hotel room in Seoul in South Korea. Gonna be watching a Liverpool game there as well. I cannot wait. I can't really get into why, but that's where I'm sat, so it's crazy. I'm at a very different time. It's probably about 3 in the morning in the UK when I'm recording this, but either way, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a beautiful place, beautiful city with beautiful people, and I can't wait to share it all with you one day, and if one day you will all see it. But today is, of course, about Man City versus Liverpool. It's going to be an absolutely fascinating game between the two best sides in the country. There's no question about it. These are the two top dogs in the country right now. And today I'm going to preview this absolutely huge game of football because it's anxiety-ridden. It's a nervous game of football. It really, really is. Of course, I want to say thank you to OneFootball for continuing to sponsor the channel, continuing to be absolutely awesome. OneFootball is the best app on the market by none. Download OneFootball right now. Scan that QR code next to my face right there, or do click the link in the description below, and you will not regret it. It's a fantastic app with all your Manchester City stats and information. Over 10 million people have used OneFootball now and downloaded it for the big price of nothing. Get your stats, get your transfer news, get your gossip and all that kind of stuff, and nourish your phone and help support my channel a little bit. Download OneFootball right now. So, where do we start with a game like this? Man City versus Liverpool. Right, I don't think it's undramatic to say the title race could rest on this game. It could rest. Whichever way this swings, the momentum shifts in that team's favour. If City win, the momentum shifts in City's favour hugely, and all of a sudden 4 points seems unassailable for Liverpool. If Liverpool win, all of a sudden they are favourites for the title, and they are buoyed by that incredible run of form they are on. It really is this big. It really is this big. Obviously, there's a scenario where City don't win or Liverpool don't win, but they still win the league anyway, because anything is possible in football. But it is fair to say that this game is absolutely huge for both clubs. Sipping my coffee if you don't mind. So, yes, we cannot ignore the magnitude of this game. I go into it with a relative degree of confidence. I do trust this City side, broadly speaking, because they are excellent. There's no denying that this team has earned our trust over the years. I say this a lot on videos, but I trust this Manchester City side, and it'd be remiss of me not to, given how good they've been. Of course, as well, our form is very good at the moment. Good result against Burnley, and of course, a very good result the other night against @Atletico Madrid, 1-0 in the Champions League. A hard-earned, well-fought battle of a game, and we got that. And in fact, as well, our form is good. You know, we're on an 8-game unbeaten run at the moment, winning 6 of those. The last 3 won in a row, of course. So it shows just how good Liverpool have been, that they've actually managed to get this gap down to 1 point. Fair play to him. But our form is good, man. Our form is good. And there's also many reasons to feel confident, mainly because Pep Guardiola is incredibly confident. I loved his press conference. He was so sassy in that press conference. And he's on form at the moment recently. And usually when you got Guardiola on form, you tend to think it's for a reason. And for me, the reason most likely is he's incredibly happy. He understands his team. He's seeing what he needs to see in training, and he's feeling bullish. And there's a confidence that comes from knowing your players are absolutely at their very best, or performing well, or are ready for this run-in. I think Guardiola's showing. And according to 𝐿𝐿𝐴 as well, who's a Northwest reporter for the Daily Mail, very well connected around the club, there is a growing feeling that Guardiola could be about to agree a new deal at Man City, going beyond 7 seasons at the helm. That's very exciting. And Guardiola essentially didn't confirm that, but he hinted that in the press conference. There's loads of reports at the moment linking him to the Brazil job, and he said, "Not today, come on, I'm under contract here, I'm so happy, I'm willing to stay forever here. I'd extend the contract 10 years, but now is not the moment. I don't know where it's come from." Guardiola, 10 years, you'd be absolutely welcome, mate. I will, you know what, anything you want, I'll do it. I'll somehow sort a contract out for you. 10 years would be wonderful. For what it's worth, I don't think you'll extend for 10 years. I think you might stay for 10 years, you know, in terms of total length. I do think a contract extension feels inevitable at this point. I hope it does. I feel very, very likely it's going to happen. I think that big round 10 years number just feels very tempting for him as well. So another 3 years after this would be absolutely delightful, wouldn't it? It would be delightful. Either way, Guardiola was on form. He joked straight away. He said, "I'm a little upset because the Premier League can put Man City versus Liverpool when Tiger Woods is back." He's a big golf fan. He knows that's how relaxed he is. Like, the first thing he talks about is golf, not football. He was also asked about how he's feeling these days, if he's nervous, and he said, "I sleep like a baby these days. I love it." He was absolutely buzzing with confidence. And he even went on to say about his play, he said, "We are the best. I'd like to admit it. These Man City players are exceptional." And go on, Pep, man. Go on, Pep. You absolutely give it. And this is what you love to see with Guardiola. He was also in sassy moves as well. He was talking about post the game, and he said, "We are a rich club. The wine with Jurgen will be perfect. High quality." Throwing shade after all the recent allegations and so on. Genuinely throwing shade. He also joked about how we're going to play against Liverpool. He said, we trained today to sit back for 90 minutes, to stay at 0-0, 0-0, 0-0. All right, throwing shade at Simeone as well at the same time. But then he said, no, never in my life have I played to draw. We played to be ourselves. We prepare different to any other team, but our build-up, final third and pressing. I love it, Pep. I absolutely love it. When Pep is on this kind of form, it is absolutely wonderful to watch. And he went on as well. He said, when you achieve 100 points and 98 points, you need someone to push from behind to be so close. You have to make another step. I think Liverpool, knowing our club and chairman, we want to grow. I'm sure Liverpool and other teams are going to try and do it. The most credit I can give is consistency through the years. Both have had 4 or 5 years. That's where Federer, Nadal, 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐼 have been at the top for so long. Arriving at these stages to win titles, we tried to do it. And you know what? He's right. He said Liverpool were the biggest rivals, he said, during his time at Man City. And he's not wrong, is he? Hopefully that'll carry on as well in terms of he's here for a lot longer. So Guardiola was absolutely on form in this, and rightfully so. In terms of the team news, basically everyone is available. Unfortunately for Ruben Diaz, he'll miss his 7th game in a row in a Man City shirt now. Ruben's not quite back. I'm hoping he'll be back soon, maybe hopefully for the Atletico second leg. Feels a bit too soon for that. Maybe for the FA Cup semi-final against Liverpool would be wonderful, because of course, as good as everyone's been defensively, Ake, Laporte, Stones and so on, I can't really deny the importance of Ruben Diaz. He's a fantastic world-class centre-back and a leader. And in games of this magnitude, you want Ruben Diaz there. Also, as well, 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐻. 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐻 at the moment still has a very frustrating injury that they can't get to the bottom of, which feels to me like his season may be over. I know that sounds really negative, but they're not even sure if he needs surgery, which feels like the kind of stuff you feel like you should know by now. But, you know, that's where we're at the moment. So, unfortunately for 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐻, he won't be involved in this game, nor will Ruben Diaz, which brings me onto the lineup. The lineup is very, very hard to predict here. It's really hard to predict. I think it's fair to say the back line bit is relatively straightforward. Ederson will be in goal. I think Kyle Walker definitely comes back into this. His pace, his strength, his experience, given the likes of, maybe it could be, it could be Diaz running at him. It could be Marnie running at him. It could be anyone. But either way, Kyle Walker's going to come back, in my opinion. I can see Stones alongside Laporte. It's a shame for Nathan Ake, but I think he'll drop out of this game with Cancelo in at left back. So Walker, Stones, Laporte, Cancelo is what I think will happen there. In terms of actual midfield, I've got a feeling we could see something similar to the other day. So I think it's going to be Rodri, then Bernardo and Gundogan again. So I'm going to put those two there nominally. And then up front, this is really difficult. Grealish could be involved. Mahrez could be involved. Sterling could be involved. De Bruyne, Foden. I've got a feeling he's going to do something controversial. I feel like Sterling will come in on the left, because Sterling is good in these games. Joe, actually, I'm going to revise my midfield. I'm sorry, Gundogan, you're dropping out. Gundogan's dropping out. It's going to be De Bruyne there, because I feel like Sterling will play on the left. I feel like Foden will come in through the middle. And I do think Riyad Mahrez will start on the right. I was very tempted to think Guardiola might actually rest Mahrez for this game, which sounds crazy because we've got so many big games. I think he might have put Foden and Sterling as the wingers with De Bruyne. But I'm going to go for this instead. It's really hard to say. Let me know in the comments what you think it will be. In terms of the opposition view, well, Liverpool, what more do we need to know about him? Fernandinho was talking about Liverpool. He said, in the last few years, both Man City and Liverpool have made their intentions clear and taken the place above the other Premier League teams. I love that. Both have reached a tactical and physical level above the teams, and results they achieve in league are testament to that. He went on to say as well, the ambitions of both in terms of results and goals are very similar. It is no coincidence that these are the two leading sides. It's a healthy rivalry, and I believe both can continue to lead the way in the domestic leagues for many seasons to come. Even Phil Foden chimed in. He said about the City-Liverpool rivalry, he said quite simply, no, it's massive. And it is a rivalry. Anyone pretends it isn't, he's just talking out their arse, to be honest. I'm not saying the fans care about each other in the biggest sense, but the idea that isn't there, the idea that Liverpool don't want to beat us, the idea that we don't go head-to-head for all these trophies all the time, it's undeniable. City versus Liverpool is a big game these days, and it's the only game that matters when it comes to the title race. It's just this is how it is. That's just a fact. And Liverpool, of course, are still on for all 4 trophies. They stole our Carabao Cup, so we have revenge to make against them, and hopefully we do. They are in insane form. They've won the last 9 in a row in the league, which is just stupid, to be fair. And they've won 17 of their last 18 games, both domestically and continentally. So that's an incredible, incredible run of form. And at this point, if they end up winning the league, they'll have to win all the games. And at that point, you have to give them the credit for it. But there's no guarantee, is there, that it's going to happen. They're actually not in their best form, I would say. They weren't that great against Watford. They managed to win, of course, but they weren't. I'm not just trying to say that to be a big old City fan. And they also weren't that good against Benfica. I caught the Benfica game as well, and I watched them. And to be honest, as good as they were in the first half, second half, they were sloppy. They were really sloppy. Benfica had loads of chances. And I think overall, 3-1, I wouldn't say flattered them as such because they had the chances, but Benfica were very probably disappointed not to go 2-2 in that game because they had chances of themselves as well. And the thing about Liverpool is they will play differently to Atletico. Atletico was a war of attrition. It was a battle. It was ferocious. It was aggressive. And we had to be prepared for anything that they would throw against us. It was tough, basically. It was really, really tough. But the only thing about a game like that is that it prepares you how to play against a team that can defend well. Atletico are a lot more destructive than Liverpool ever will be defensively. Don't get me wrong, they have great defenders, and I think Matip will come back in for 𝐿𝐼𝐻. He was a bit rusty against Benfica. And Matip, Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, Robertson, it's a good defence, man. Henderson will probably come in as well alongside Fabinho, I reckon, for that experience. So I reckon, even though 𝐿𝐻 is in good form, I think it'll be Henderson, Fabinho, and Thiago, and then any three of like 5 players. It could be Salah will start. I think Mane will come in for experience. I wouldn't be surprised if Firmino plays, but it could be 𝐿𝐻, it could be Diaz. I don't know. Either way, they have strength in depth up front now. But either way, Liverpool won't defend as aggressively as Atletico in the sense that I don't think they'll sit back quite as willingly. They do go forward, and there will be space for Man City to capitalise on. So, prediction-wise, this is not going to be an easy game. This could go absolutely either way. Both teams could be up for this. Both teams could get a little bit of luck and smash the other. It could be a tight game. It could be aggressive. It could be one for the ages. Or it could be a boring 0-0 stalemate. Either way, I do trust the City side. And you know what? At home at the Etihad, we've seen some wonderful performances. Nonetheless, the 2-1 a few years back in the title race, which defined that title run. And I trust this team to win. I'm going to go 1-0 Man City. I'm going to go 1-0 Man City. I think it's going to be a really tough game, but I trust them. Maybe 2-1 again. Maybe 2-1. I don't know. Either way, I'm going for City to win. Fingers crossed I am right, because I could not bear to think that I could be sat on a plane coming back from Seoul in South Korea, tired, exhausted, jet lagged, and thinking, oh, it's happened. Fingers crossed, either way, I'm right and City win this game. Thank you so much for watching this video. Big love to all of you. Thank you to all the patrons and members scrolling down the screen. Of course, I will be back in the UK soon. Here's the view currently. I don't know if you can see that, but there's my view. It's a beautiful place here. That's not how the camera should be. I will be back soon. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I can't believe you're all in bed right now as I'm recording this. It's wonderful stuff. Anyway, come on, City.